Greetings and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today we are going to be doing a reading vlog where I read some witchy romances. It's not just romances, just witchy books in general. I'm feeling very excited by the fall season, and I have a ton of witchy books on my TBR, so I thought, hey, let's film a reading vlog. I did my makeup a little bit more glam because it's spooky season. This hat was actually my sister's hat. She wore this hat when she was like 6 years old. She was a witch for Halloween, and like it doesn't fit me at all, but I don't have another witch hat, so we're just rolling with it. I have like 10 books on my TBR that all involve witches, but I think we're just gonna narrow it down to 3 in this reading vlog. I know for sure I want to read Cemetery Boys. Everybody is raving about this book, and it just sounds amazing. Like, it just sounds fantastic. I'm gonna read the synopsis for you because I think this is a really well-written synopsis. So it says, when his traditional Latinx family has problems accepting his gender, Yadriel becomes determined to prove himself a real brujo. With the help of his cousin and best friend, he performs the Quinces ritual himself and then sets out to find the ghost of his murdered cousin, Miguel, and set it free. However, the ghost he summoned is actually Julian Diaz, the school's resident bad boy, and Julian is not about to go quietly into death. So yeah, everybody raves about this book, and I'm really excited to read it. I heard it has great diversity and it's really sweet, and the cover is gorgeous. So yes, very happy to read that. I'm gonna read This Coven Won't Break by Isabel Sterling. I forgot the sequel came out. I read These Witches Don't Burn last year, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. If you guys watched my fall recommendations video, I recommended this book. It is so good. This is a second book in a series. I am going to keep it pretty spoiler free, but I will talk about the first book. It follows a teenage witch named Hannah, and her magic is elemental magic, so she can control like fire, earth, air, winds, things like that. It really follows her life. She broke up with her ex-girlfriend. She has a new crush that just moved into town, but there also seems to be some dark blood magic going on in their town, so she has to team up reluctantly with her ex-girlfriend to figure out what's going on. And oh my gosh, it ends on a cliffhanger. That is one thing I will say. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it ends on a cliffhanger, and I'm so excited to read the second book. For the third book that we're gonna read, I don't know. I have A Discovery of Witches, and I know I need to read that book because everyone raves about it and everyone talks about the TV series, but that's a chunky book. It's a thick book. I kind of want to read a cozy mystery. One of my favorite booktubers, her name is Spencer. I believe her channel name is Intentionally Bookish. I will link it down below for you guys. She loves cozy mysteries, and she's definitely got me wanting to read one. She just recently posted like a cozy mystery recommendation video specifically for witchy romances, which is perfect for this time of year. So I think I might read a cozy mystery. I downloaded a bunch of those books on my Kindle, so we might pick from there if we have time. We'll see. Anyways, I will update you guys when I have more information. I think the first book that we're going to start is, let me think. I think it's going to be Cemetery Boys because I have been wanting to read this ever since I bought it, and I've been saving it for a reading vlog. So we're going to start with Cemetery Boys first. Okay. Hello. I hate this angle, but it's just like so easy because you guys are just like propped up on my vanity. Anyways, we're going to be doing a book look inspired by These Witches Don't Burn. I love this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. We're going to be reading the sequel in this vlog, which is exciting. So I thought, let's do a book look. I really wanted to do some makeup, but I didn't want to go like full Halloween vibes. I didn't want to do like body paint and special effects and like fake blood. You know, I wasn't in that type of mood. So I think we're just going to do something really glam. If the look goes right, then it's the makeup that I'm wearing in the intro of this video, so you've already seen it. This is the book that we are inspired by. Just gonna go with a purple background. And then I really wanna use these palettes. Like, how freaking perfect are these? These are from Makeup Revolution. Oh, it's actually their sub-brand called I Heart Revolution. I am on their PR list, and they sent me these palettes, and I thought they were so stinking perfect. I haven't even opened them. This one says Love Spells, and it even like looks like a book. And then this one says Curses and Hexes. That's perfect, right? Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Let me open these bad boys up. And I even think this one is like a purple palette. Let me open these up. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? And it like looks like a little book. It's perfect. Sorry, you can see my messy background. Okay, hi, there you are. I'm recording with my phone because I'm lazy. Anyways, this is a really fun, pretty purple palette. So how perfect! I gotta tie this hair back. Thank you guys for everyone who has liked or commented on my book looks. I have a lot of fun creating them. There's just a lot of things I love, and makeup is one of them. And I mean, I feel like this channel is a reflection of me, and it wouldn't be me if there wasn't a little bit of makeup in it. This is a finished makeup look. That transition was probably awful, but oh well. So yeah, let me bring you guys a little closer so you can see. Hello. So this is my eyes. Did some fake freckles and just a little bit of star. I didn't want to do something like super gory, just like, you know, we're just matching the book cover. Wearing this dark lip literally just reminded me of something. I remember when I was in high school, I wore makeup like this all the time. Like, it was my favorite thing to do. Didn't care if it was a Monday, I was wearing black lip. It was my vibe. It was what I enjoyed. And I remember one time I was wearing a lip just like this. And I'll never forget, it was a NYX lipstick. And I think it was called Transylvania. Perfect, right? Vampire, Transylvania. And this guy, he was like 3 years younger than me. So I didn't really see him. We didn't share any classes. Walking to the car, and he like stopped in front of me. And I was like, excuse me? And he was like, why are you wearing a dark lip like that? You look like a witch. And I remember just being like, who the F are you? And he's like, you shouldn't be wearing dark lipstick like that. I remember just looking at him and being like, well, I don't wear makeup for you, and you need to move out of my way because I'm going home. I like scooted him aside and then walked to the car. If you guys ever want to play around with makeup, wear dark lipstick, read a romance book, read a witchy book, whatever you want to do, you do you. Don't ever, ever, ever let anyone tell you differently. Do what makes you happy, and like everyone else can just deal with it. As long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone. Okay? Yeah. I just thought it would be so funny to tell you guys that. I literally forgot about that memory until right now, so I thought I would share. And who cares if I look like a witch? Like, I wish I was a witch so I can like cast some magical spells. Oh, okay, so I'm super tired. I just took a bath and washed off all my makeup. I know I said I was going to start with Cemetery Boys, but guys, my brain is just so tired. So I think I'm actually going to read one of the cozy mysteries that I got. I just don't know, Amazon always has a ton of free Kindle books. So I just searched that and I found a lot. I think I ended up downloading like 15 books, which is crazy. So I think I'm going to read Battle of Hexes by Morgana Best. I hope I pronounced her name right. And it's described as a Halloween cozy mystery novella. It's only 92 pages, so I think I can finish that tonight, and I think that's easier than starting Cemetery Boys, which is like 300 pages or something. The synopsis says it's a battle of the hexes when a hunky witch hunter enlists secret witch Adeline to help him solve a murder. And then I also have another cozy mystery. It's called Misspelled. Oh, this is also by Morgana Best. And at the time of me filming these, both of these are free on Kindle. And this is the first book in the Kitchen Witch series, and they describe it as Bewitched meets Murder, She Wrote. Those our main character, Amelia Spelled, and she's just going through a rough time. Her boyfriend dumps her, her boss fires her, and then she's evicted. So she ends up moving to Australia in like an old family house and discovers that she actually has witches in her family line. There's a murder, she bakes, and she also discovers that she's a witch. So it fits perfectly with this vlog. So that's what I'm going to read right now, and I will update you guys later. We're watching a Halloween movie. We're watching Halloween Town. We started it yesterday, but we got tired, so we're going to watch the rest today. And I'm also going to read a little bit of Cemetery Boys because I'm almost done with it. It's so good.
Why are you going to read during the movie?
I can multitask. I'll probably get distracted and not read it all, but hey, don't judge me. I see you judging me.
I'm not judging you.
Just messing with you. Let me take this mask off. There's no one around. Hi guys. Today we are going to a little yard sale kind of thing. There's this girl who lives in my area who has a storefront selling a ton of cool like classic vintage stuff, and she's having a little yard sale. I think that's what it's called because it's just like in her backyard, yard sale. Anyways, we're gonna go in and see because last time we came, there was so much stuff. So we're gonna go see if we can find some cool vintage stuff. I'm gonna see if I can find like props for books, and then we're also going to take some book pictures, hopefully, if she lets me. Okay, let's go see. Let's go. I am sitting in front of these bookshelves because this is the only place in my room that is remotely clean. Let me not talk about how crazy my hair looks, how crazy my skin looks, and the fact that I'm wearing the same shirt in this entire video. I know you guys don't judge me, but I judge myself when I edit these videos, so really haven't been that great in updating you guys on reading at all, and that is because for the past 2 days I have been in bed just not feeling good. This has been a really rough week and I didn't really have a lot of energy to turn on the camera or do anything, to be honest. Anyways, let me update you guys because despite the fact that I haven't been feeling good, I have read a lot because I've been in bed, so what else am I gonna do? And I've read 3 books. Yeah, I know, I told you guys I was horrible at updating you guys. I lost my train of thought for a second. I literally was just staring off into space. I'm a mess. So the first book that I finished was Battle of the Hexes. This was a short novella. It was only 90 pages. It is free on Amazon if you want to read it. However, I didn't love this book. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I am someone who absolutely adores novellas. I think they can be done really well. But this one just felt a little... I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like the author was a little ambitious in trying to cram so much into the 90 pages, and none of the characters were really fleshed out. There was a small, tiny little romance in this story, but it just seemed odd. It didn't really seem like it fit with the story. I wasn't necessarily rooting for the characters. They didn't have a ton of chemistry. I don't say this often, but I almost wish there wasn't a romance in this book because it seemed a little misplaced. As far as the mystery aspect, I feel like the author really went from a more humorous vibe. This book was really funny. The side characters were funny. Familiar in this book was a cat and he was really funny, so I feel like that was kind of the saving grace of the book. But I also feel like the author was trying to be maybe a little bit too funny. The mystery aspect was interesting, but again, it was a really weird, it was a weird twist, and I feel like the author just tried to be too funny, if that makes sense. So I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. That seems so harsh, but I've just read better novellas. I definitely feel like you can have a novella that has fleshed out characters, a believable romance, and a well-rounded story, and I just don't feel like the author did that with this novella. I'm so sorry. This book I read, or I'm almost done with this book. I'm 80%, so I'm counting it as almost finished because I'm going to finish it after I turn off the camera. And that is another book by Morgana Best, and it's called Misspelled. This is leaps and bounds better than her novella. I'm really happy I gave the author another chance because I can just tell this novel is a lot more fleshed out. She took a lot more time with it, or it feels like she took more time. I don't know. I already explained the premise of this book. Our main character is down on her luck. She gets fired. She gets dumped. She gets evicted. So she gets this mysterious letter to go to this old town in Australia, and it was her aunt who passed away, but she's not really close to her aunt. But her aunt left her a bakery and also her house, and then she discovers that she comes from a line of witches, which is interesting because in the synopsis it does say that she comes from a line of witches, but like she doesn't discover that she's a witch until like 50% of the book. Like she's very like, so many strange things are happening and she never stops to think like, maybe like some paranormal stuff is going on. Like never, not once. So silly. Our main character is very quirky. The mystery is very interesting. The mystery part is that she owns this bakery, and like on her very first day there is a cupcake tasting, and the person who eats the cupcake ends up dying, which I mean obviously is not good for business, so she needs to find out what happened. But I feel like it's going to be a 3, maybe a 4-star depending on how the book ends, but I'm leaning more towards a 3 because it's good, it's just not like great. Another reason I don't really see myself giving it a 4, there was like one part of the book that kind of bothered me. There was a scene in this book where, and it was such an unnecessary scene too, which is kind of what bothers me. The character is leaving her house and she bumps into a mail lady, right? And the mail lady is very rude. The author's description of the other character was a little tasteless to me. There was some body shaming, which I'm just like not cool with. A little bit of body shaming, and it wasn't like the center focus of the book, and it didn't happen again, but I mean it was just so unnecessary to me. It can seem a little silly to some people, but I mean that's just my opinion. So I am liking it overall. I just wish it didn't have that like little part in it. But let's talk about Cemetery Boys, which I feel is just like the star of the show. I have been wanting to read this book for so long, and I'm so happy that I did. Have you guys ever had a book that you just, without like even reading the synopsis, without reading anything from the author, you just felt like, I'm gonna love this book? And that's how it was with this book. Like just the cover, the vibes. I knew I was going to love this book and it didn't disappoint. I'm so happy this book exists. I already showed you guys the synopsis, but our main character is a trans boy who is trying to show his family that he is a true brujo, but they're just not understanding. So in the beginning of the book, there is a slight mystery because one of the people in their family, it's his cousin, actually ends up dying. They don't know what happened to him. They don't know what's going on, but they can feel it because of like the energy that they all share. That this isn't a spoiler. This happens like in the first chapter of the book. The character wants to find out what's happening, so he tries to summon his cousin, but he actually ends up summoning a boy from school, Julian Diaz, who also died the same time and kind of the same way as his cousin. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. There is a small romance in this book, and it's just the best, sweetest romance. These characters are the definition of cinnamon rolls. So good. The author did so many things in this book, and it was flawless. The culture representation, amazing. Really happy that it is represented in a YA book like this. Like I said, I'm so happy this book exists. The only thing I will say about this book, and it's not even like a huge dislike about the book, is that the pacing was weird. And I know so many people have commented on it, but it was a little weird. It was very slow paced. Like the main action of the book happened within like the last 30 pages of the book. It was just a little strange was that his cousin had died. He summoned a boy from school who also had died. They had so much going on, and then they were concerned about like going to school. And I'm like, you know what? If your cousin died, if you're like fearful that there's like a murderer on the loose, I think it's okay if you miss like a day of school. The pacing was a little strange. There were times I lost a little bit of interest, like when they were in school, because not a lot really was happening. It is a very character-driven story. So if you like character-driven stories, you will really like this. But again, that's not like a huge dislike for the book because the characters themselves were like the strongest part of the book. Absolutely loved the side characters. Absolutely loved Adriel. He was just perfect. So good. So freaking good. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm going to read one of like the blurbs on the back because this really does describe the book perfectly. It says the novel perfectly balances the vibrant, energetic Latinx culture while delving into heavy topics like LGBTQ plus acceptance, deportation, colonization, and racism. Yeah, it had all of that. So much commentary, so much good stuff in this book. Highly recommend. And Aiden Thomas is coming out with another book in 2021. I want to say March of 2021. What is it called? It's called Lost in the Neverwoods. It said, something sinister waits within the trees. When children start to go missing in the local woods, Wendy must face her fears and a past she can't remember to rescue them in Aiden Thomas's next atmospheric YA novel. Oh, that sounds so good. Gosh, my brain is all over the place. We have one more book to read for this book, and that is, what is it called? It's the Isabel Sterling book. This Coven Won't Break. I think that's what it's called. That's what we're going to read. I'm going to try to read it tonight, and I will update you guys later. Hello! Okay. It is time to wrap up this video. I was editing this video earlier, and I realized it's like 20 minutes long already, so we need to wrap it up. I'm about halfway through this Coven Won't Break by Isabel Sterling, and I am loving it, which is no surprise because I gave the first book in the series 5 out of 5 stars. This is one of my favorite reads of all time. It's so good. The only thing about this book is I realized since I'm halfway through, there's not a lot I can say about this book without ruining the first book. And since it's the second in the series, I don't want to have any spoilers because it is a continuation to this book. There's kind of a cliffhanger in this book and it picks up right in the second book. So does that make sense? I'm gonna say about the second book is so far, I'm only halfway through, so far I'm loving it just as much as the first book. I love the romance. There is a very sweet sapphic romance. I wish we had more romance, but that's just, you know, the romance lover in me. There's a little bit more romance in the second book, which I absolutely adore. It has witches, it has magic, it has really great LGBTQIA rep, it has great representation, and I just adore Isabel Sterling's writing, so I highly recommend the entire series. I have talked about the first book over and over again on my channel, so I'm not gonna reiterate like the entire synopsis, but I definitely think if you like witchy romances, you would love this series. So yeah, sorry that I didn't go like super in depth in this book, but again, I don't want to give away too many spoilers. I will leave a link to my Goodreads down below because I try to keep you guys updated with like my ratings and stuff, but so far I'm really liking it. That's it. Yeah, we read 3.5 books in this video, which I feel like is kind of good. I don't know. I feel like I can do like a part 2 to this video because there are so many witchy books that I'm really interested in right now. Riley from Riley Marie just posted a reading vlog where she read a ton of paranormal romances and she talked about one witchy book. I think it's called Awakened. Oh, I don't remember the author's name. I will pop a picture on the screen right here. That book looked really interesting. I'll leave Riley's reading vlog down below because it was really good as always. What else? Kerrigan Byrne has a witch series, which I had no idea about. It is called the Witches of Port Townsend series. I'll pop it up on the screen as well. And it's 4 books about 4 identical sisters who are witches, and they all each have like a different elemental magic, like water, fire, wind, etc., etc. And it's co-written by 4 authors. I don't remember the other 4 authors. I'm so sorry. All I saw was Kerrigan Byrne's name, and I was like, Kerrigan Byrne has a witch book? Like, what? You guys know she's one of my favorite authors, but I've only read her historical romance books. I do a part 2 to this video. Who knows? But right now, we're wrapping things up. And I also have a ton of like Halloween looks that I want to do that I don't feel like I have time to do because I just don't have the energy since I haven't been feeling good. I have done quite a few Halloween looks since we last talked. I did a pumpkin, like half pumpkin, half glam look. I'll put the pictures on the screen so you can see. And then I also did a scarecrow look inspired by The Wizard of Oz. That was fun. What other look did I do? Oh, I did a comic book character. I did that look twice because I hated the way it came out the first time and I still didn't like it the way it came out the second time, but I posted it anyways. So those are all the Halloween looks that I did. I know some of you guys have asked that you want to see me do makeup like on camera. Oh, I don't know. I don't really have like a set look in mind. I kind of just sit down and just do whatever comes to mind. So I feel like it would be a really chaotic video, but I do have 2 videos of me doing my makeup on camera. I did my makeup and a book tag at the same time. So if you're not into makeup, I still answered like a bunch of bookish related questions. I will leave the link to those 2 videos down below if you're interested in seeing me do my makeup. But I mean, like, who's interested in that? I don't know. Let's talk about the books real quick that I read. The first book I read was Battle of the Hexes, a cozy mystery. I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. The second book that I read was Misspelled by Morgana Bess. I did finish this book and I liked it. It wasn't great. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I read Cemetery Boys, which I loved. So freaking good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Then And then we are in the middle of reading This Coven Won't Break by Isabel Sterling, which is really, really good. I feel like I'm going to give it a high rating, but I just don't know if it's like going to be a 4-star or a 5-star just yet. Yeah, that is it. I know this video was a mess. All my reading vlogs are a mess. Tis is life. This is my life. Anyways, if you stayed to the end of this video, you are awesome. You're like my best friend. It's official. If you stayed till the end of this video, we're best friends. Okay, I need to stop talking. Let me know what videos you guys would like to see from me in the future. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!